Hello, my friends. This is John Eagle. In the past, we've talked about many subjects. Today is a very important subject. It's the business of the 21st century. You might have heard me talk about Robert T. Kiyosaki before. He's the author of the Rich Dad, Poor Dad series. He's written a book here entitled The Business of the 21st Century. Everyone should educate themselves, acquire this book, and read it, and then put it into action. When I was a young man, I started my business career when I was 8 years old, and I've been self-employed ever since. Most people go into business because they have a desire to be their own boss. The bad thing about being self-employed in today's market, you can spend the entire family fortune on acquiring a McDonald's or some type of franchise. And franchises are far more successful than conventional business. The topic today is going to be multi-level marketing. Another word is network marketing. It's a far better business model than conventional business. 85%, maybe 95% of businesses that go into business after they invest the family fortune fail. And the experts say it's because of undercapitalization or lack of product knowledge. But wouldn't it be better to get the business experience that it takes to succeed and a business model or a formula that you don't have to go in debt? And you, for as little as $20, for no more than $1,000, you can acquire the business skills necessary to succeed in the 21st century. But I would encourage everyone to get started, because the experts are looking and they're saying that it could be as short as 6 to 36 months before the you-know-what hits the fan. And what we've been dealing with in the last 100 years is a financial institution called the Federal Reserve System that prints this money that we use on a daily basis. When I was a young man, it was backed by gold and silver in a location called Fort Knox. And on the back of these bills, it would have a gold certificate or silver certificate. Now it says, "In God we trust." Well, God might be the only person that's trusting in this bill, because most of the other countries that loan America money to print this money, to buy our notes. China is the biggest note holder for America. I believe it's going to be a lot sooner than we think that they're going to refuse to accept any more of our funny money. And I call this funny money. And I say that for a reason, because funny money means that it might have no value. This money, what we call a Federal Reserve note, and it is printed by the Federal Reserve System, but it's not even a part of the federal government. It is a group of the wealthiest bankers in the world. They have been devaluating the dollar ever since its creation 100 years ago. And you might have noticed that when I was a young man, because I'm a senior citizen right now, we used to take one of these, and we used to be able to take our girl on a date, go to a movie, fill up the car with gas at 15 cents a gallon on gasoline, and then we used to go get a soda and a dog and still have money left over. The buying power of this dollar is really vanishing very quickly. When I was a young man, we had almost the total value of this dollar. Today, I would say that we have less than this amount left in the buying power of this dollar. Now, you know that as long as you don't deface this bill for as much as I think 75%, you can still take it to the bank and get another one. Or you can take some Scotch tape and put this back together. But this is not going to be like Humpty Dumpty. We're not going to be able to survive. It'd be the same as a German mark after World War II, a wheelbarrow full of this money would not buy a loaf of bread. Now, I'm not trying to use scare tactics. I'm trying to educate you that the JOB that I grew up with is a thing of the past. It doesn't stand for opportunity. It doesn't stand for career. I would advise you to learn the value in multi-level marketing and acquire the skill set necessary to survive. This book would be one of the greatest gifts that you could give to anyone. And you know, the younger generation, they have an advantage over the baby boomers. They've grown up with the internet. And a year ago, I couldn't even turn the internet on. But I'll tell you, when you hear a statement that old dogs can't learn new tricks, well, that's not true. Because Randy Gage, who is a professional direct marketer, he wrote a book called Complete the First Circle. And in that book, I believe he makes a statement of the nature that there's going to be two types of businesses by the year 2015. There's going to be businesses marketed on the internet and businesses no longer in business. Now, that's a pretty powerful statement, but I would encourage you to acquire the skills to survive into the 21st century, because the middle class America has been blessed because we are the largest consumers in the world and we've been spoiled. That's why people that come to this country for the first time, they do so well in business because they know how important it is to be conservative and invest not only their time but their money into ventures that produce a profit. Businesses are only there for one reason, and we're in business for the reason of making a profit. Not making money, but making a profit. Because if you don't make a profit in business, you cannot continue in business. And no matter what you're delivering, whether it's information or food to the hungry or homeless, you cannot survive unless you have a profit. Now, the best profit that you can create is geometric math. Some people call it the eighth wonder of the world, and it is compound interest, or the value of what 1,000 people might produce versus what 100% of what you can produce. That's the power behind direct marketing. And briefly, I want to share this. I met a man about 27 years ago. When I met him, he was 23 years old. And many of you might have heard me say this before. He's the only man that I've personally known in my own life that has made $1 million a month with no employees, no workman's comp, no liability, and he made $1 million a month in less than a year. And he did so with the business structure, the model of the 21st century. I encourage each and every one of you to seek out a network marketing company, acquire the wisdom and expertise to succeed. And you know, all success begins with a series of failures. When we were young, we rode a bicycle. Remember the first time you got on it? We fell down, skinned our knees, skinned our elbows, but then we got back up and we got back on it and we mastered it. It's the same as learning how to walk or learning how to talk. Once we know in our heart by seeing other people successful at it, then we know we can accomplish it. And it's the same thing with direct marketing. Don't be left behind, because if you're not joining the ranks of the people acquiring the knowledge and wisdom to join the business of the 21st century and acquire the knowledge on how to succeed on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and expose yourself, brand yourself with success. Now, we all owe it to the future generations to pull out of this greatest economical meltdown in the history of civilization. And the people that make the transition from the JOB market to the MLM market, marketing from home, working at home, creating a home-based business, we are going to be the survivors that help the generation of future Americans succeed in the world chaos that's coming. With all this being said, I look at meeting with you next time, and hopefully there'll be more of you seeking the answers to the survival questions necessary. Food could be your greatest asset. With all this, I thank you so very much for joining us, and you have a glorious, glorious further life in America. Thank you.